The Himalayas had been calling us for a long time. On a warm sunny day in the month of May, we boarded our Vistara flight from Hyderabad to Chandigarh. Shimla was the first stopover of our 2 weeks long trip to the mountains of the Himalayas. We collected our baggage and waited at the airport lobby for a few minutes for our cab to arrive. Soon we started our onward journey to Shimla, the capital city of Himachal Pradesh, popularly known as the Queen of the Hills. The distance from Chandigarh to Shimla is approximately 112 kilometers and the drive takes around 3.5 hours of time. The moment we came out of the airport at Chandigarh, we had sensed the extreme dry heat, but as we drove uphill towards Shimla, the weather became pleasant. We stopped for a few minutes of break on the way at an authentic Punjabi restaurant for some snack and evening coffee. On the way, we crossed many places such as Sarahan, and Shimla was not far, and the sight of the mountains around us was enough to rejuvenate us for our upcoming trip to Shimla, Kinnaur and Spiti Valley. It was dark by the time we reached Shimla, so it was time for a good rest after a long day of travel. The following day we set out to explore Shimla. Summer months of April, May and June are the high tourist season in this region as people try to escape the heat from the other parts of the country. Shimla Mall was booming with tourists. Christ Church at Shimla Mall is one of the main attractions. It is a prominent landmark of Shimla city and is one of the heritage sites from the time of British India. We spent some time around the church and went inside to experience the peaceful ambience. This church was built in the year 1844 when many of the British residences started coming up in the region. The Britishers sought permission from the Raja of Kinnaur to build residences over here. Shimla was then a part of the princely state of Kinnaur. Prior to the emergence of this church, the only landmark in this region was the Jakhu Hanuman temple, which we are now going to visit. Jakhu Hanuman temple on top of the hill is a short ride away from Shimla city centre. You can either hire a taxi or take a walk of 2 kilometers uphill in order to reach the Jakhu temple. A ropeway or cable car is also available to reach to the top. We stood for a while on a corner of the Mall Road enjoying the pleasant weather of Shimla and watching the large number of tourists who came from different parts of the country. At a distance on the top of the mountain, the huge idol of Lord Hanuman could be seen.
यूपीआई से होता है सर?
बिल्कुल होगा सर, कैश रुपए जो भी लेना है कंपनी का काम है सर, ये आप जैसे मर्जी पेमेंट करो, फेयर काम है, इसमें कोई वो धांधली वाला कोई नहीं। ये हो गया 130।
अच्छा, आप टाइमिंग लिख के दोगे उसी टाइम में?
हाँ, उससे पहले भी आ सकते हैं आप।
There are various shops and outlets selling tickets for the ropeway to Jakhu temple. Ropeway tickets per person cost 550 rupees round trip, whereas an entire taxi would cost only rupees 500. Though taxi would have been cheaper for us, we still decided to experience the ropeway. A 1 kilometer of walk uphill brought us to the multi-storied ropeway building. We produced our tickets at the counter at the ground floor. After this, an elevator from the ground floor took us to the 11th floor. This is where you need to wait for your turn to access the cable car. A statue of the Bollywood icon Amitabh Bachchan was the point of interest here for photo shoot and selfie for everyone. We too clicked some pics. After 15 to 20 minutes of wait, our turn came to board the cable car. The boarding point of the cable car is from the 12th floor. Each cable car has a capacity for 6 people. This ropeway travels 1000 feet up from the point of boarding, landing straight near the Jakhu Hanuman temple. This is not only a fun ride to be enjoyed both by kids and adults, along with that it offers a panoramic view of the entire Shimla city and the hilly forest around. Within a few minutes, we arrived at the cable car landing for Jakhu temple. Two to 3 minutes of walk from here took us near the temple through the scenic hill forest. Jakhu temple is an ancient temple in Shimla dedicated to the Hindu deity Lord Hanuman. It is situated on the Jakhu hill, which is Shimla's highest peak.
चलो ऊपर है।
The towering 108 feet statue of Hanuman ji set amidst the tall mountain trees looked very impressive.
কই
বাবা এখানে আরেকটা ওখানে বসে আছে
তিনটে
ওখানে আরেকটা বসে আছে তালি ওর উপর ছোট্ট একটা বাচ্চা স্লিপ করে যাচ্ছে This saffron-colored ancient Jakhu temple is neat and simple to look from outside. I went inside the temple for darshan. It was beautiful inside, but no camera was allowed. After spending some time on the Jakhu hill, we took our ride back to the cable car base. Sipping a cup of coffee, we enjoyed the scenic view of the hill forest. In the evening on the same day, we again went towards the mall. The walk uphill towards the mall from our hotel was quite an exercise. If you want to test your fitness, walking up the Shimla Mall is a good idea.
Sure.
Rest.
भैया thanks.
The sun had set and the mall road at this time looked enchanting with the beautifully designed street lights adding to its charm. The church was lit up and looked nostalgic under the evening sky. There are lots of shops, variety of food stalls and bakeries to choose from. You can also go for a pony ride on the Mall Road. One can easily spend 4 to 5 hours on the Mall Road of Shimla. Of course, it was too crowded at the time we visited, but this Mall Road mostly remains busy throughout the year. We stood at one side of the Mall Road admiring the glittering view of Shimla, the Queen of Hills. This is one of the buildings which was constructed during the British era in the year 1851 and now has become a popular place for photo shoot and selfies. This is also the office of the Mayor and the Deputy Mayor of Shimla now, also known as the Shimla Municipal Corporation. At the center of the mall stood the life-sized statue of late Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, former Prime Minister of India. Before heading back to our hotel, we stopped at the famous Tripti Bakery. We purchased some cakes and chocolates to celebrate the special occasion of Joy's birthday. Happy birthday, my dear hubby. Happy birthday to you.
Wait. আমাকে তো দিয়ে বিশাল
Next day morning we got ready and geared up for our upcoming tour of Himachal Pradesh. Our next stopover would be at Sarahan, a beautiful quiet hill station a few hours of drive from Shimla. Join us in our next video to enjoy the mesmerizing views of scenic Sarahan.